You know, every now and then, you stumble onto something online that just feels different. Like you found a key to some secret hidden room. Well, today, we're going to pry one of those doors open. We are going way, way down a rabbit hole that starts with a very official sounding public statement and ends somewhere between multiversal sci-fi and straight up performance art. So yeah, get ready. So this is where it all begins, a document titled Public Clarification on QWM PROT 3A Appropriation. It's signed by Dr. Melvin Sewell, dated April 15th, 2026. I mean, right off the bat, that sounds incredibly serious, doesn't it? Almost like a legal notice or a press release from a research lab, and it immediately makes you ask, exactly, what on earth is QWM PROT 3A? Is it some kind of new software? A piece of military tech? Well, before you can even guess, you start reading the document, and the language gets even weirder. I mean, just listen to some of these phrases. Survival geometries, collapse protocols, entropy anchors. This isn't your everyday corporate memo, that's for sure. It feels like it was ripped straight out of a really dense, high-concept science fiction novel. And, well, it turns out that's not too far from the truth. Because this whole big dispute, it's not about a patent or a scientific breakthrough. It's about a serialized fictional story published in a place called Bibebibibe Magazine. And it all centers around a hero named Saikou Venga. The story kicks off, and right away, it's pretty out there. Our main character, Saikou Venga, doesn't just get born, he emerges from a rift between something called slip flow and counterflow. So we're talking big, cosmic, abstract ideas from page 1. And remember all that bizarre terminology? This is where it starts to click. Those words are literally the building blocks of this world. Saikou uses an Analyzer HUD to see that the reality around him, its coherence, is actually failing. It's falling apart. And the stakes just get ridiculously high really fast. He's not fighting some guy in a suit. He's up against things like coherence predators and null flow pockets. It's a universe where reality itself is the bad guy, actively trying to hunt him down. And at the heart of it all is Saikou Venga, this defiant hero standing against a universe that wants to literally delete him. It's a really cool, pulpy sci-fi concept. But, and this is the important part, all of this amazing world building, it's just the backdrop for that document we started with, what seems to be an intellectual property dispute. Okay, so let's get back to that original statement. Now that we know about Saikou Venga and his world, we can finally understand what Dr. Sewell is so upset about. Here it is, the main complaint. He says this document on GitHub, the one called QWM PROT 3A, has basically stolen his unique language from the stories. He's worried it's going to confuse his readers and muddy the waters about where these wild creative ideas actually came from. And to back it up, he lays out a timeline. He published his stories with all these unique concepts throughout 2024 and 2025. The GitHub project he's pointing a finger at, it was created later, in February 2026. So on the surface, it seems like he's got a pretty solid case. His work was definitely first. And he doesn't just stop there, he actually provides what he calls the evidence, putting the terms from his story right next to the terms from the GitHub project. And when you look at them side by side, wow, it's pretty damning. Collapse steering protocol is basically survival collapse protocols. Mental aided targeting sounds an awful lot like his intent mapping grid. The similarities are, they're undeniable. So at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, open and shut case. Someone just ripped off his ideas. But this is an internet rabbit hole, remember. It's never that simple. Because if you do a little more digging on Dr. Sewell's own website, you find something that changes the entire story. Yeah. Tucked away way down at the bottom of the page is this little section, a sovereign diagnostic disclaimer. And what's inside? Well, it reframes everything. This disclaimer says that all the content, the stories, the art, everything is what the author calls mythic infrastructure. It says this isn't just a story for fun, it's meant to be a tool, a diagnostic tool designed to, and I'm quoting here, expose ritualized containment and systemic erosion. It even says the work should be viewed as a cinematic indictment and a sovereign broadcast. Now, those are not the words of your average novelist who's just worried about someone stealing their character names. This language suggests that the whole thing, maybe even this very public dispute, is all part of a much bigger performance. Which leaves us with this final massive question. Are we watching a real creator defend his work? Or is Dr. Melvin Sewell both the creator and the person behind the GitHub repository? Is this public clarification just another chapter of the story? A chapter that's spilled off the page and into our world, designed to make us question what's real and what's all part of the mythic infrastructure? What do you think?